along to the Sporty Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sarah Pararia. So happy to be here with you guys today because we have such exciting news. But first, as always, I'm joined with Klinton.
Oh yes, Wakwan, my people. What's going on, man? We are very excited about the news. Let's wait for it. We're also excited to introduce the tallest man in Madrid. As usual, it's Mr. Alex Ashmore. Wagwan, man.
I'm back. I feel like I'm going to be doing this celebration a lot, especially after yesterday.
He can only do it for Madrid, not for England. I'll keep bringing it back. Yes, guys, but...
Oh, man. I think it's going to be signatory stuff now, you know?
Just doing this.
Me and Bellingham, two iconic names in the world.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
Shall we talk about the news, guys?
All right,
Shall we give it to the audience? Can I get a drum roll? Yes. Guys, it is with my absolute pleasure to announce to you that SportyTV will be showing La Liga and Serie A this season along with the Premier League. Yes, guys!
Poo. Where are the balloons, man? Where are they?
Yeah,
you know,
I want like exploding.
Yeah, that's why I expected,
music.
man. Yeah, something that makes it feel like we just won a Champions League final.
Well, you know who can give us a little bit of some celebrations? It's the one, it's the only Mr. Gary from Accra.
Where's Uncle Gary?
Gary, yes. So,
Gary, always in spirit, man.
hop in the bottom.
Wait.
Oh, Gary, I love it. Gary comes with the cash. Gary comes with the bottles. Gary's the guy you want to bring to the party.
He's gone off out now. He's gone.
Yeah,
back.
maybe he's having his...
Whoa! Gary.
Yes.
Gary,
Bottles
please
for
be
Mr.
watching.
Gary.
Please be watching that kidney, man. That your kidney is probably crying for help already.
Gary, how we doing?
Well, and that was impromptu. So imagine if I actually prepared for the party.
Exactly.
Like, imagine if I actually prepared for the party.
Bro.
We need the cash again.
Nah, I love it. I love Gary just every time. He's just ready for all things always. Gary, we have La Liga and Serie A and the Premier League. How excited are you?
I mean, it's sporty. What do you expect, man? What do you expect? Come on, man.
I love the energy. Actually, as we speak, Athletic Bilbao are taking on Getafe, so we will be giving you guys live updates. And as it stands, Athletic Bilbao are ahead 1-0, with Sanset scoring in the 27th minute just 5 minutes ago. 1-0 to Bilbao against Getafe. We'll keep you guys posted. But here we go. Here's all the La Liga matches, in fact, just on top of the screen here. Every match that will be played this weekend, and SportyTV will have for you Real Sociedad taking on Rayo Vallecano. That is this Sunday, and we'll talk about that on Sunday show, previewing that game a little bit, talking about maybe one Zubamendi who didn't go to Liverpool in the end. But enough of that, because we had a massive match last night. Real Madrid beat Atalanta 2-0. Kylian Mbappe, in fact, got on the scoreboard. We were all wrong about that. Gary, did you watch
What do
the
you
match?
mean we're all wrong?
You thought Atalanta were going to win, so I don't want to hear it. Gary, talk to me. Did you watch the match?
Yeah, I did.
What are your thoughts? Initial thoughts. Mbappe, first Real Madrid goal. First match, there he is. What do you expect?
I was not too sure about how can we say front four? I wrote on my Facebook and I was asking people whether we can start calling it the front four yet, you know? And I didn't know how it was going to click, how it was going to gel. And after the game, you heard Bellingham talk about the first half being a bit of a trial and error. They trying to get things together, new team syndrome. And, you know, sometimes it takes time. But then in the second half, it seems to get better. And so it was quite exciting from a purely football fan point of view to see, I mean, all these acquisitions starting to find each other and stuff like that. The question is whether they can do it over the course of a season. And second, or the third thing was Jude Bellingham and how he completely looked at home in his new-ish role. And I thought that was really nice. And I'm like, this boy is going to be a problem this season because it doesn't look like he has a problem with, you know, playing in the central attacking midfield role that he was given. his defensive contribution was very good, as much as his energy going forward. And I'm like, Jude Bellingham is a pretty decent player after all, yeah?
I mean, I think anybody who thinks that why am I speaking about Vinicius already? He's speaking
You
about
ready?
Jude Bellingham. I was literally going in the future already, but no, I think Jude Bellingham, he's a phenomenal player. Like you could clearly see that. When you see him on the ball, sometimes it feels like he's doing some kind of it's like juju. I don't know. When he's holding the ball, there's some kind of some turns he does, and he leaves the player behind, and you're like, wait, what the hell just
He
happened?
has that. Did you see that turn? The shot didn't come off, but he was in the edge of the box and he turned a player, left him for dead, and then just went straight to
Yeah. I mean, those are the kind of things I'm talking about. And like, Gary was talking about his the defensive ability as well. Like, I feel like he's such a complete player. That's why when I see what happens in England, right, I'm like, you can't blame the players at this point. I think you have to blame the coach. And he will tell you, because why would they come into their clubs and everybody is on this beast mood again? Like, Jude Bellingham yesterday was just, I was just like, damn.
He was so good. I think you put him anywhere, like he said. I'm happy to play whatever Ancelotti wants me to play. I will do it. And he's brilliant. You put him in a defensive role, he'll do well. You put him in a more of an attacking role, he'll do well. You put him even a little bit out wide, he'll do well. He can do everything. People have doubted him. People criticised him maybe after the Euros where he wasn't at his best. I still think he was good in areas, but he maybe wasn't at his best. He's had that summer off. He's come back, and I think he'll be a force to be reckoned with this season yet again.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunate for Atalanta and Ademola Lookman in the end, Klinton. We were hoping for a hat trick, and we didn't get it.
Lookman was the man we should have looked at. I mean, he was the man I was looking for yesterday.
Stop it.
It was unfortunate that it felt like he was the only one trying to make things happen for the team yesterday. You could clearly see how much he was trying to, get the ball into the 18-yard box, Real Madrid. I mean, the first half, they were very, very threatening to Madrid. As a matter of fact, I thought they had the game at some point. And then when it came to the second half, like Jude Bellingham said, the first half, or even Gary was repeating it earlier, the first half was more like a trial and error. They were trying to test things out. And when they came into the second half, there was probably some kind of talks that had gone on that meant that things had to change. And that was where it felt like Atalanta, they were struggling and they just couldn't, have the ball. Towards the end of the game again, where the two goals had gone in, you could see that Atalanta, it almost felt like they had nothing to lose at this point. So they had to just be very offensive and they were trying everything. What I felt at that point is, why didn't they bring that attitude at, like, say, 60, 70 minutes? Why did they have to wait till like it was 85 minutes? Like I said, Ademola Lookman, it was somebody I looked forward to, doing something that he did in the European game final, in the Europa League. And this particular one, like I said, he did everything he could, but it just didn't work for him. It doesn't take one player to make everything happen on the pitch. They had injured players here and there. Maybe
They had many
exactly.
players.
So
we have
maybe
to keep that in mind.
yeah. So maybe if they had a couple of the ones, maybe they had maybe two of them who were very strong enough, they may have done it. Because the truth is, first half Madrid actually did quite poorly, if you ask me. I mean, Mbappe was literally nowhere to be found. I only found out Mbappe was in the game literally at the second half. I didn't know he was there, and a part of me felt
Are you
bad
having
for
a nap?
No,
Stop it.
Alex, this is not the right time for that. But no, Mbappe was missing at some point. And it made me feel like, okay, I might be correct with my analysis when I said this whole too much stars in a team is usually not the best. The goal he scored, listen, if Mbappe had not scored the goal, the conversation about Mbappe would have still been the same, even to the end of the game, if he had not scored the goal. I mean, Gary, you might agree with me on that one. Like, let's even take it to Gary, because, Gary is usually the extremely powerful and spiritual analyst when it comes to this game. Gary, please tell me, what did you think about Mbappe, from the starts until he scored the goal? Sorry, Gary, we can't hear you, just in case. I think there might be something.
I agree with you when you say he struggled a bit in the first half. I would go as far as saying that we saw glimpses of what he was capable of, but he seemed to be forced to play a lot of the game with his back to the goal in the first half. So he started the second half playing primarily on the left wing. And then immediately you saw his impact, which should immediately beg the question about whether Don Carlo, what he's going to do on the left wing, whether he's going to have to sacrifice one or both. It's early days yet. That Mbappe goal glossed over or papered over a few cracks in what was a Real Madrid side that was struggling to click for most of the game, But then again, I think if I will summarize, I'll say he faded in and out of the game, but he was handed a goal on a platter. If you look at the replay, especially from the back, you see the genius of Mbappe, because before he got into the position to score the goal, he got into two positions prior, where he was waiting for the correct ball to be put into a space where he had occupied. And that is what is genius about his game, and that's why Kylian is Kylian. He's relentless in that fashion. But over the course of a season, when defenses start to find out how Real Madrid deploy their so-called front four, I wonder if it will be as good a game as he had yesterday every game this season. But then again, yeah, they are up there as one of the best teams in the world, and I'm sure they are going to find a way. Because thing is, they will try to start that front four as much as possible. If it clicks, they are going to play every game. But if it doesn't, then they might have to revert to what they had last season and then bring Yikes Kylian from the bench, which he would not be happy about, or Vinicius from the bench, which he would not be happy about as well. So,
Ballon d'Or contender from the bench.
Doesn't quite have a nice ring to it.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, our fan of the show, Markinde, commented, Bellingham and Valverde really worked their socks off. Ballon d'Or for Vinny Jr. Quick shout out to Federico Valverde because he is such an underrated player for this Madrid side. I think because there are so many other shiny parts to it that sometimes he gets forgotten. But I'm happy he got on the scoreboard because he is one player that even when he's not on the scoreboard, he is a tactician.
Yeah.
He is pulling all the strings in that midfield, and I'm so happy to see him get there. Back to Ballon d'Or for Vinny Jr. I mean, he's absolutely in contention. I don't think any of us three have any doubt. But there is still the only thing that we've kind of been saying all summer is what he has done with the national team and that lacking, potential he has there. And I'm still waiting for it to happen because since Neymar, Brazil hasn't had that player that they're relying on. And I think it should be Vinny, but something's not working there.
You see, for me at this point, I'm beginning to just agree that, if we are talking about this Ballon d'Or conversation, we shouldn't look at what happens in the countries, because if we want to go by that, a lot of the players, they mess up in the countries. I mean, the Jude Bellingham we're speaking about today, right? If we're going to judge by his performance in the Euros, you could see that, in the Euros, of course, we could see that it's not the same, with what we see with Real Madrid. It's not just him. I think with the whole country thing, it's not an individual thing. It's more of a problem with the team, the coach, probably even the establishment of the people they play under with regards to their footballers. It's like, there's just something that doesn't go well. I mean, look at Vinicius that, you've just mentioned, right? Vinicius yesterday was almost like, he didn't score. But to me, he is, apart from Jude Bellingham, who was the man of the match, Vinicius is probably the second best in that game. He was literally the miracle worker, for the goal that Valverde did score. Valverde was also, he's an engine room, from that midfield. But fact is, you cannot take away the work rate of Vinicius. Vinicius, at this point, there is no reason why he should not be taking that Ballon d'Or. There's nobody who I believe...
I think Rodri might have something to say about that. And in fact, how many times, Klinton God, have we spoken about?
No, we have.
What is it? The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, Lionel Messi, and then I think Toni Kroos and Rodri were kind of around the same.
I don't think I've put Rodri just yet on that categorization so far.
No, but you've spoken very highly of
but
him.
I've spoken highly. But
so he won the league and he won the Euros.
Of course, absolutely, right?
And he made a decent run at the Champions League.
But you see, at this point, I'm looking also into talent. Like, I understand Rodri is also a talent, but when you look at what Vinicius does, especially when he's facing any kind of team, I'm talking about top-tier players, right? This guy is so young. He's probably not even had as much experience as what Rodri has so far. But when you see his playmaking ability, right, what he's doing with Real Madrid so far, he's probably the biggest. I don't know, is there anybody who could say he's the biggest? I mean, let's keep Mbappe out the equation currently because he's only just come to Madrid. But who would you rate as the number one guy in Real Madrid?
To be honest, I know you're both going to accuse me of bias here, but
Oh no, don't stop right there.
I think Jude Bellingham, yes, maybe it wasn't his best Euros, but if you look at the moments where he popped up, he scored that goal against Slovakia, he set up Cole Palmer in the final. He was, working his socks off for the whole game in that final, and not just the final, the semi-final, the group games. You could tell the amount of football was taking an effect on his legs, but he was still influential where he could be. With Real Madrid, it was his first season. He was, not just going forward, defensively, he was involved. He was one of the key parts of that midfield. You take him out and you see a Real Madrid team that's almost unrecognisable. And, the amount of assists he got, he worked really well with Vinny. I think when you look at it as a total package, not just what he did on the pitch, but also his first season in Real Madrid. Quite often that move to Real Madrid can be quite daunting for a player he's only just turned 21. For someone who's making a move to the biggest club in the world, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to settle in, which there's nothing wrong with. But for him to hit the ground running like he did, to have arguably one of the best debut seasons of a Real Madrid player ever at that age is remarkable. And I think for me, if I, was asked to choose, I'd be voting for Jude Bellingham.
I think you're taking Jude Bellingham because you're English.
Yeah, genuinely, the man of Real Madrid is Vinicius Jr. And I think if anyone says otherwise, it has to be biased.
You can't. Listen. Don't get me wrong. I feel like Bellingham is also playing a very huge role in the fact that we are giving this to Vinicius, right? But listen. I'm still trying to find a reason as to why it shouldn't be Vinicius. Like this.
Let's ask Gary. Gary, talk to me.
Let's take it to Gary.
How are you feeling about these two, Vinicius and Bellingham, and also little Ballon d'Or prediction?
I was hoping
Let's
you're
talk
not going
about Rodri. No, I need to hear it from Gary.
I was hoping you're not going to ask me.
Gary's like, don't.
Sorry,
I know you have a vote.
Because look, yesterday showed why Bellingham is. I started by saying that I actually wrote on my Facebook page that Bellingham is a very stubborn player. I mean, he looked at Vinicius, he looked at Klinton, he looked at Rodrigo, that front four, and he decided that I'm going to be the man of the match. That's a very stubborn young man. However, over the course of the season, I think Vinicius did it over an extended period. He was much more decisive for Real Madrid over the course of last season in big moments. Key point was yesterday, like Clint was saying, he did not score. But if there was a play, he's absolutely relentless in the way he chases whatever he wants, And I feel like he was a bit out of rhythm with the final ball, and he rarely found his target. But in typical fashion, he just found one magic moment with a change of pace. And then he teed up Fede Valverde for the first goal of the season. And I think that's about sums him up. Of course, Bellingham has that quality as a big game player. We saw it a few times last season. But if you take the sheer number of times that Vinicius did it for Real Madrid, I would say that he's more decisive, even in games when he's not at his best. The reason I would give it to one, Vinicius. The difficulty in hitting people like Alex back is that Bellingham did it for the national team as well, and Vinicius did not do it. So what I will say, and the reason why I didn't want you to ask me now, the reason why I didn't want you to ask me now is I want August to pass by, September to pass by.
Yeah,
then
we
I'm
need
going to
time.
have my final, because in my mind, I think that right now they are tied in my mind. So yeah.
I think you're right, Gary. I do think we need some time. We're getting ahead of ourselves. It is a Super Cup match. The league is just starting today. We need to see them kind of settle in. Now Mbappe's here. How's that going to kind of change the chemistry of this team? But of course, these two are in contention for sure for the Ballon d'Or.
Sarah, can I ask a question as well?
Yeah,
Sarah,
of
can I ask a
course.
question for all of you? If you are in a team, I mean, I've never played football to that level, but if you are in a team where you have up to how many Ballon d'Or contenders do Real Madrid have now in this team? Maybe 2 strong contenders.
2 for sure.
And then there's Kylian Mbappe, who is a daily Ballon d'Or contender. Like every day he wants
Every
a Ballon
year.
d'Or. Every year he wants a Ballon d'Or. Like how does it affect the chemistry of the team? Emphasis on the team. Does it put individualism ahead of the team ethic? And how does I want to guarantee that Carlo Ancelotti is the perfect person for this kind of problem. But for each of the players, I'd like to know your views here. From now until whenever it is that the votes are going to be done for the best and Ballon d'Or, how does Real Madrid force these guys to put the team above themselves? That's what I'm wondering.
Go for it.
No, Alex, do you want to go first? I mean, I don't mind.
We're too polite. No,
I
you.
was going to say, I think at a club like Real Madrid, you can't be an individualistic player. We've seen players go there and, barring one person who's done it at Real Madrid being the individual, like Cristiano Ronaldo,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
anyone else, you can't be the individual. We look at players who have maybe not tried to get involved with the team as much. They've not settled in with the culture as much. I'm thinking of Gareth Bale. Yes, he was a fantastic player at Real Madrid, arguably one of the best left wingers of all time at Real Madrid. But he didn't quite get involved as much with the culture, with the team. He wasn't as settled. I'm not accusing of him of being an individual player. But when you see players like that who try to be their own thing and they try to go on their own, Real Madrid doesn't let you as a culture. You get sort of almost casted out.
Yeah.
And you see these lads, you see Bellingham, Vinicius, you see Mbappe, you saw them yesterday. I know it's only one game, but you see how well they work together, how happy they look to be, not just in training, in games together. They look like they want to help each other out. They look like they thrive off each other's success. And I don't think it's a case of, I want to do this because I want to beat my teammates. It's a case of, I want to help my teammates do well. And if in turn that means I do well, then that's brilliant. And I think also, like Gary said, Ancelotti is the sort of coach that harbours that team ethic and that team community spirit. And I think not just the manager, the club, you're not allowed to be an individual player at Real Madrid. Otherwise, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. No, I think you've literally just said everything that I would have said. But then again, I don't know. So while Gary was talking about the two contenders, the heavy contenders.
About one, I think.
I was going to say Carvajal, right?
Yeah,
Wait, why have we not? I just thought about it and I'm like, wait. Hold up. Why are we just talking about the people who are up front? I'm forgetting the defender who has done it for Real Madrid, he's done it for Spain, and he's been outstanding for both places he's found himself. I feel like on a good day, he probably even deserves it even more than Rodri at the end of the day. I understand that Rodri has the Champions League. Sorry, did I say Champions League? He has
but then if someone at Madrid wins, then it's Carvajal.
Well, exactly.
Like full stop. That's who
100%,
wins.
100%.
Like if any Madrid player is going to win, it has to be him.
No,
like,
of course.
I don't understand then what we're basing.
Well, no.
Like
I just remember that I'm like, wait, what are we talking about here?
He didn't win the Copa del Rey, but he won the Champions League, he won the league, and then he won the Euros.
Like, who else are we talking about?
It. If Carvajal wins, we're quitting. No, goodbye.
But anyways, let me just come back to what Gary asked earlier. Now, if I want to judge by the game we've just seen yesterday, you could clearly tell that, first of all, maybe it's too early. We don't know what Mbappe's behavior is eventually going to become. One thing I noticed from yesterday's game was Mbappe was very humble, if you noticed. I think, there's this thing we say in Nigeria. It's like an adage. You say, we're chicken or we're fowl. It's fowl. Do you know what fowl is?
Like it's a chicken. Type of bird, yeah.
It's not a bird, it's a chicken.
Yeah, that's what I mean. General term.
Exactly, yeah. No, I don't know. But when fowl enter place where you don't know before, they use one leg stand. Do you see? So when you've gone to somewhere you are not very familiar with, you don't stand with your two legs, you stand with just one leg, right? That's what the fowl usually does, apparently, right? Now, what I've noticed with Mbappe is Mbappe has come into Real Madrid. He's had his first major game, and you could clearly tell that he's having that behavior of, right, okay, I'm not a king. here just yet.
But you saw that at PSG, didn't you? You kind of felt like when it didn't go well, it was
exactly.
Thank you. It's all about me. Whereas here,
and you see, that's something. I feel, in Nigeria, you will say, "They don't humble him, right?" Or football don't humble this guy, right? In PSG, you could clearly tell that. Everything about the club, everything about the country was just Mbappe. As a matter of fact, I believe people respected Mbappe even over their president, right? And now he's come to a whole new team. He's playing the first game, and you could see how quiet he is. He's not doing the whole "I am Mbappe." Why? Because he's come to a team where it's full of superstars. There's Vinicius, there's Bellingham. There is Carvajal, who we are saying should have the Ballon d'Or so far. There is Chouameni. Obviously, Camavinga is injured. You also have the one that scored, Valverde. Like you have all these stars, and Mbappe is come there and it's like, all right, cool. At this point, I have to work according to how they play here. So it's not going to be by what I want, right? And yesterday, you clearly tell that and I've never seen Mbappe that humble. Like, he could be humble deep down, but it's been long I saw that kind of behavior from him, right?
And he's used to being the star.
No, he's always used to it. He's
but
used to
clearly
it.
that didn't work in Paris, right? So he knows he's coming to a well-oiled machine in Real Madrid, a team that already knows how to win, that already has superstars,
well, exactly.
and that already has a manager that's won everything.
I remember the thing we said before Mbappe came on when he joined the club. We said that Real Madrid, the fact is they don't need Mbappe. Mbappe needs Real Madrid. And that statement, you could clearly see he's just had a European Cup.
He was bigger than PSG, but he's not bigger than Real
Madrid. No, he's not bigger than Real Madrid, right? And listen, he's lifted a cup already, something that he's lifted cups, but it's cups that are based in France and maybe the World Cup. Sorry, he didn't even get it.
His first European trophy with club.
Yeah, this is the first European trophy he's had. So that's the reason why we say that he needs the club, and you could see the reason why he needs the club. And talking about the whole connection that Gary was talking about, with regards to how much these superstars who they're in the team, you could see that they respect Mbappe. They're not scared of Mbappe. They just have that respect of, right, okay, you are probably the best player in the world. But you've also come to join a whole league of youngsters who are also very good at what they do. Okay? So at this point, there was a relationship that you could see them having on the pitch. Yes, there was nothing like everybody wants to fight for their individual glory. No. You could see Vinicius getting the ball through the wing and looking for the pass. The same thing with Jude Bellingham. But, everybody was... I mean, look at the goal Valverde scored. It was literally, it's happened. Alex, you would have scored that goal with your eyes closed, right? I mean, Sara even would have literally used her bomb. She would not even use two legs. Like, she would just turn back and boom. The thing would go very easy, right? But it was somebody that had to work it for them, for somebody.
They look excited to play together, don't they?
They look excited. That's literally the word I'm looking for. Like, you could tell that they are just happy that, wow, we're all superstars, actually, right? There's nobody that's bigger than who in this, at this point. And let's just enjoy ourselves. Let's play like friends. And this is something I believe would take them to the next level. So when we're saying that, okay, there's a possibility that this whole team of youngsters who are really big stars is going to flop. But the relationship, if it's there, the dressing room, the whole fun, and they're all young. It's not like maybe it's Luka Modric. Like, I would not expect Luka Modric coming into that circle of these young lads wanting to be But they're all like nearly the same age. And you would tell that they probably will go to clubs together, maybe at some point when they're on break or something, right? And that's what they need. And if they continue like that, trust me, they will not have any problem with that individuality that we're mentioning. It's going to be a teamwork.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Enjoying their football on the playground.
Absolutely.
To answer Gary's question, just point blank, I think the answer is Carlo Ancelotti, Gary. That's the reason he's able to kind of get these players under control, to keep the attitudes out. He doesn't tolerate any of that. We've seen Vinny, he can sometimes carry a bit of an attitude. He struggled with, obviously, Brazil. Jude Bellingham this past summer played very arrogant football with England, and his attitude completely changed when he was playing with England versus Madrid. And I think that's why Klinton and Alex are both saying as well, Mbappe's kind of come with his tail between his legs because he knows exactly where he is. And I think Carlo Ancelotti is a key reason as to why he's keeping everyone cool. So I think that's the biggest factor here. Gary, I wanted to ask you, though, because yesterday we were having a conversation about the best African footballer of this past season, and Klinton was making a show.
No, don't say the name though. Let's just give it to Gary. Say, Gary, no, please. See. I told
we need a pen and paper to write it down. If Gary says it, we should.
She wants to now sound.
I don't want to. I said you were giving a shout to someone, and you were.
I was giving a shout to someone, but I don't want you to put something in his head.
I'll tell you right now for free. Gary's not going to say that person.
I know he's not going to say it, but that's what I want to know. I want to know what he's going to say.
All right, Gary, tell me, and then I'll tell you what Klinton said.
Yeah.
So the best African footballer in the past year.
Yeah, in the past season, club, country, all of it. Who comes to mind?
That would be he's a Nigerian who was in yesterday's final.
Wait, where's my champagne now? Oh, see.
The champagne's back, ladies and gentlemen.
No, see.
I got rosé.
Football is easy.
I got rosé as well.
Bro, how many percent is that? Because right now, with that answer you gave, we need
I've
a
got a bottle
50%.
of red.
Oh my God, where are you going 50%? Where are you going? You need to
some strong
relax.
wine there.
You need to relax.
Anyway, so look, at the AFCON, he was, if you take what he did at the AFCON, so the same way we are judging Vinicius versus Bellingham based on what they did for their national teams, international competition versus at club level, there's nobody who has had that kind of combination, in fact, being an African player this term. Nobody, apart from Ademola Lookman. And again, yesterday, if you check the way he played as well, plus I did it because I'm getting ready for when all the arguments begin for African Player of the Year in about 3 or 4 months. Yesterday as well, he was Atalanta's best player on the night. Okay, so that's another argument that's another feather in his cap. And actually, when I finished looking at the game, I went further to ask my social media audience, and I asked them to hear me out whether they thought Lookman has outgrown Atalanta. Somebody made a very big interesting comment. 2 comments. There were two different comments that I thought were instructive. One person said that Lookman is a B+ player, or like if you take Jude Bellingham, Mbappe, and that caliber as level A players, Ademola is like level B, and Atalanta is also a level B club, so he's right where he needs to be. But some also felt, and I am in that group, that he has reached a level physically and technically where he needs a coach higher than what he has right now in a team of a higher profile to bring something else out of him that Atalanta won't give him. A third opinion was that yesterday showed why he might struggle this season, because with the departure of Skamaka, he's going to struggle. Like, he's doing so much, but there's precious little support happening around him. And he's going to have a puff, but he's not going to bring the house down this season. So I'm thinking that may bring down his points again, especially if another player like a Kudus Mohammed or even a Victor Osimhen goes to a team like Chelsea. If that move happens and Osimhen has a wicked rest of August, September, that may tilt the scales and even it a bit. But right now, as we speak, on the 15th of August, I'm going Ademola Lookman all the way. There's no challenger club in country.
There you go, Klinton.
I mean, at least I'm just happy that
Klinton, you owe me. My dude, you owe
why
me.
you? Hold on. How would you? Wait, hold on. How would you make this kind of statement that it means that we are agreeing on something, and then you are making it feel like I bribed you to say
No, it's not that we are agreeing on something. I could have just said somebody's name because I don't like him, my friend.
No.
I could have just said I don't like
No,
him.
what you did, Gary, you spoke the simple truths, okay? And the truth can only set you free.
Truth,
yeah.
But there are 3 kinds of truth: my truth, your truth, and the truth.
But
So
you said the
you
truth.
gave your
But you said the truth. Remember, I did not want you to say your truth. I wanted you to say the truth. That's why I was.
Yeah, but I could have said my truth.
Yes.
You
But why didn't we ask you the question?
Truth.
We asked you the question because we know you will not say your truth. You will say the truth.
You've bribed Gary.
I can't believe after
me.
Gary saying the truth, we are arguing the truth.
I wonder where he got all those bottles of wine, Klinton. Did you send that to him?
I see what's happening
Gary, you
here.
see your life. They are now suspecting I was the one that gave you all those wine now.
Interesting. Guys, if you're watching, make sure you jump onto our Twitter. We have a poll going on who you think deserves the Ballon d'Or. So we'll check in on that at the end of the show. But as we mentioned, La Liga and Serie A are going to be here on Sporty TV. So what does that mean? We're giving you our predictions for this season. And let's start with La Liga since it has kicked off today. Can I please see what we think is going to happen in the top 4 of La Liga? And we'll see what Gary has to say about all of it. Who will win La Liga? Who will finish in the top 4? And who's going to make the Champions League? Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we're doing it one at a time. All right, let us go then. I'm saying Barcelona to win La Liga, Real Madrid, Atletico, and Bilbao. I love this shout for Bilbao. To get relegated, I have, unfortunately, Leganés and Espanyol. Not so unfortunate going back down with Rayo Vallecano. I'm unsure of this Rayo team. They struggled last season, and I think they will struggle even more this season. My biggest surprise is that Endrick might not be what we think he's going to be, and especially with the Real Madrid team that clearly don't need him right now. I'm curious to see how the young Brazilian will do for Madrid. So that's what I'm thinking, and I'm sure in 4 months' time I'll be completely wrong, but that's what's so fun about predictions. Let's see what Alex Ashmore has to say. You got Real Madrid finishing, and you have Atleti, Barca. So we both gone Bilbao in the end. You've also got Leganés going back, the Pepinos, but you have Valladolid and Las Palmas. I thought Las Palmas are also, they're shocking right now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there are quite a few teams in that relegation fight that could be in and around it. The teams coming up, I think, are strong contenders. But yeah, I think Las Palmas, Leganés and Rayo Valladolid, for me, are the ones that are going to go down this season.
And you have Sevilla finishing in 9th. I love this shout because I think Sevilla will finish at the top of the table. I think they're going through a rebirth. After, kind of clearing out some of those old players, Jesus Navas, Sergio Ramos, and I think this is what they need. They have the shift in the manager as well.
And
they
have a certain striker, I believe, don't they, Klinton?
Wait, don't worry, just wait. Look, mine, first of all, fam.
All right, Klinton's gone. Real Madrid to win the league. Barca okay, so we've all gone for Bilbao. We're clearly a fan of the Basque side. You've gone for Leganés Mallorca. What a shout. Okay, shock of the season, Klinton Cod and Rayo Vallecano as well. And you have Sevilla, obviously, because my boy Iheanacho will be doing some magic.
Facts. I think this season I'm seeing, Sevilla probably, getting up to what we would know Sevilla to be like in the past. Obviously things have not really been what it should be, but I see them because of Iheanacho. I just hope that it's just not going to go there and end up, being the guy that he was in Leicester this last season, where he was always coming from the bench or was not even playing at all. I'm sure that a player of that level of, Iheanacho was a senior man. There's a reason why they call him a senior man, right? It's because he was a goal machine. I remember when I met him in Manchester at some point, I said, I don't know why I felt like saying to him, it was literally face-to-face. I said, Iheanacho, you're going to outscore Cristiano Ronaldo. And he laughed. I don't know, maybe that laugh was, this guy, are you mad? Like, do you know the name he just called? But that's how much I believe in Iheanacho. And, he's just joined the whole new club. This first time he's probably going to be playing in Spain. And I understand that it's a very crazy league out here. It's a very competitive one. But, I believe that with Iheanacho there, Sevilla should be very strong.
He didn't quite get the run that he wanted at Leicester. He only played 23 games last season. A club like Leicester, I feel like in the Premier League, Iheanacho could have done really well with the right players around him. But I feel like you said, this move could be good. Fresh start. See what he feels like in La Liga with Sevilla, and hopefully he does well this season.
No, hopefully. I believe he will. So far they play him, and like you said, playing around the right people, you cannot underestimate that at all. Like, we were saying earlier that it's not just about one player most times. If it was about one player, Lookman would have delivered a win for Real Madrid yesterday. But, if you have people, the right people playing around you, I believe you would shine.
Gary, I'd like to ask you now, what are your predictions for La Liga? If you can give me your top 4 and your biggest shock.
Oh,
here we go. All right, Gary.
Always prepared.
All right,
always
so
prepared.
he's gone. Real Madrid to win. Atleti second, Barca and Bilbao. Guys, I've never seen so many Basque fans here in Madrid on Sporty TV, and of course Gary from Accra. I love that. So we've all gone for the same top 4, just in a different order. I think we've all gone for a different. No, have you guys gone the same as Gary?
I think we've switched. So I had Atletico second, Barca third. I think Gary was the same.
Gary and Klinton have the same, I think.
I went for Atletico above Barca.
Okay.
I went to Atletico above Barca. That's the only difference.
Yeah, okay, yeah, probably, yeah. Because I think
it's an exciting time.
I went Madrid and then Barca.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and Gary, what's the biggest shock? Who are you looking forward to or not looking forward to in La Liga this season?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, well, Kylian Mbappe having a good season. A lot of people don't think, but I think his personality will shine through. His sheer will shine through. That's one surprise. I think.
Why is that meant to be a surprise, though? Wait.
I couldn't hear Gary because I had our producers
sorry.
talking to me. Sorry, Gary. What did you say?
Gary was saying that. Sorry, I'm having to be your interpreter here. I mean, by the way, he spoke English in case you think.
Sorry, I had Ben in my ear while Gary was talking.
No, he was saying that Mbappe. In fact, Gary, please say yourself. I've forgotten
please.
Now.
One more time, Gary, for the fans in the back.
I've seen people say that Mbappe will have a quiet season, but I think his personality will shine through, and he's going to have a very good season. That front four is going to let him click as well. So I think that will be one good surprise. Endrick, you can forget about this season. I agree with you, Sarah.
Let's go. I'm onto something here.
I
think it's the overhype too, because they signed him, like 2 years ago, and now he's finally come. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him. He's obviously very clearly media trained as well. We've heard the memes are.
No.
Honestly,
I've seen some of them. They're the funniest stuff.
Genuinely, they're so funny. But I just think there's so much pressure on such a young kid. That's always very difficult, mentally, physically, emotionally, and coming into a squad that is already so star-studded. Where does he play? Where does he fit? Will he get playing time? Go ahead.
No, truth is, I'm just looking at Endrick, and I think what's happened with Vinicius when he first came is probably going to be the same story. You remember when Benzema was having issues with Vinicius, where he was even
when he said he's playing for the other team?
Yeah, he's literally playing against us, like, I saw sorry, but, I airs on my mom's live then, and, he was very heated. And then, boom, what are we speaking about today? Vinicius potentially becoming a Ballon d'Or contender, right? So I think Endrick is very young. He's only, to me, even when I see the videos of him there, he's like a child.
He feels younger than 18.
No, 100%. Like he looks like a 14-year-old, if you ask me. I think Endrick
looks like he's 45. He looks so old.
Wait.
No, genuinely. Endrick looks like he's been through so much life. Like, he looks... I don't know, I feel like he's, a lot of, I feel like he's been through a lot.
No,
and I think it shows on his face. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but I genuinely feel like he has gone through a lot coming from Brazil, and now he's here because he looks, I genuinely think he looks older than you.
I don't know if we're talking about the same player.
I swear, I thought this was common because I talk to so many people and they all say Endrick looks so old.
No, but wait.
I've never heard that he looks young.
Listen, when you look at some of those memes, right?
No, I'm not talking about the memes. I'm talking about his photos.
Hold on, I know. But that's the thing, some of the photos are memes, right? Where he's speaking to Ancelotti and it's like, this where he was pointing somewhere. And they were trying to put up different things. Like, he could have been saying to Ancelotti, right? At that point, it made me feel like he's actually a child. Like, this is him going to report to the daddy. Daddy, they're insulting me that I'm not strong on the pitch.
Stop it.
Different stuff. Now, looking at one of the comments from Mackinday mentioned a player that I've been meaning to talk about as well, because we are just forgetting about this guy.
Before you touch on it, I think similar things with Endrick and Arda Güler. I think he'll have his seasons just to grow into this team. It's not a case of now, it's the case of the future. He's got the players to learn from. I think, a couple of years' time, he'll be...
Or is he going to be like...
Sincerely?
What's his name? Who's the Brazilian that came to Madrid? Marciano?
Yes, Mariano.
Yeah. Or is it going to be... Because remember the hype around him as well, and then he ended up coming and then leaving and then getting loaned out and then getting sold.
I think Arda Güler is going to be different.
I think Arda Güler is going to be different. But I did not say Arda Güler. I said Endrick.
No, I know. But obviously he was saying Arda Güler and Endrick, they were probably going to have the same kind of story. But I'm looking at Arda Güler. I see him as he's an already made star. Like, whether he comes into the team now or is coming later, you could clearly tell that this guy is raw talent. With Endrick, when they were doing the trainings, and you could see how what's the name? The defender Rudiger was oppressing him, during the trainings. You could tell that maybe he still has some level of learning to learn among these superstars here and there. Build up his strength in a team like Real Madrid because they are going to be facing serious. I mean, imagine Endrick facing Sevilla. When what's the name of this player? The guy that cleared nearly all the legs of all the superstars.
Sergio Ramos.
Sergio
Ramos.
Oh yeah, no, well exactly. Now I'm just imagining.
Oh yeah,
Imagine him facing somebody of that nature.
Chicken.
Like. You see. So for me, I think he's going to take his time. Arda Güler, look at him from the Euros. You could tell that he's done his homework. He's one of those students where they already go to do the assignment before the assignments even come. He knows what he's doing, and he just needs that playtime. I mean,
he's asking the teacher for homework.
Well, exactly, he's asking teachers for homework. Yeah, that's what I see him. That's how I see him in Real Madrid. Now, what would he be praying for? He should be praying for the time to play. Because you could clearly see yesterday, what time did he come on? And he only just came on because I feel like maybe Ancelotti just wanted to give them like a few minutes.
Well,
yeah, just come in and do your thing.
He will
to be honest,
a lot more this season, I think, Arda Güler. I think he's shown, we talked about this last week, he's shown what he can do for Real Madrid, but then especially in the Euros. He's come through, he's shown he can be that shining light in the midfield, and I definitely think he'll get some more time this season.
I think so. I think much more so than Endrick. But let's see. That's always what's so fun about the youngsters. Before we jump to our Serie A predictions, a friendly reminder that SportyTV also has the Segunda División here in Spain. And coming up right after this is Granada taking on Albacete. It will be 7:30 WAT, 6:30 GMT. This is the live stream right now coming to you guys from the Granada fans, the Albacete fans, and training, getting ready for the kickoff of the Segunda. So, all the football is here at SportyTV. But let's talk now about some Italian football, Alex, because the Serie A kicks off on Saturday, and there's a lot to talk about here. Let's start with Klinton. Your predictions for the Serie A this season. Let's get them on the board, please.
I mean, I remember I started with Inter, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
Pretty sure I could promise you right now that all of us said Inter.
I don't think.
Sure?
I mean, I think I went slightly different though. I think I went Inter.
Is here for chaos?
Yeah, I went. Yeah, so I went Inter, and AC.
Napoli.
Now, Napoli. There's a reason for the Napoli.
Osimhen.
Yeah. Now, obviously, if Osimhen goes to Chelsea and Lukaku does go to, I'm one of those guys that believe in Lukaku. Like I said, he just needs to go and apologize to somebody from his father's house in the village. Like, I'm not Belgium house. I'm talking about the one in Africa. If he goes to apologize to say, listen, Mama, Papa, I don't know what you guys did to me before my great grandfathers were born, but listen. Stop it. I want to shine. I want to literally be who I should be. You could clearly tell that he's talented. He's got everything, you need from a striker. Like, he's literally an Osimhen level of a player. But, what's the problem? The problem is just that the goals, there's something that just happens that means the goals are just not adding up. There's always one story or the other. But if he goes to Napoli and, breaks that course, I see Napoli literally getting in top four.
I really like the reunion, with Antonio Conte with Lukaku. They've worked together
before. Oh, absolutely, yes.
I feel like that could be a key for him finding his form.
Well, exactly.
I'm also just loving that you're good surprise, Lazio.
Good no.
Just Lazio to be a good surprise.
I mean,
with the way it was written. Good surprise, Lazio.
I mean, there's a story. There's a story behind Lazio from when I was in. No, I'm not going to say it. Okay, I mean, let me just say it. But I remember Lazio saved me from one of my. Lazio saved me from not getting kicked out from my room whilst I was at uni. Literally my second year at uni. I couldn't pay my rent, and then I just took some cash, went to the betting shop, and I put it on Lazio. I said, Lazio, listen to me. I'm depending on you to stay in this building. Okay, I'm going to sleep, and by the time I wake up, I need money to go and pay. And boom, I woke up, the money was there.
Amazing.
Boom, Lazio won.
Well, that makes sense then. Markanday is echoing your top four in the Serie A: Inter Milan, AC, Napoli, and Atalanta. And you have Como, Cagliari, and Venezia going down. Let's look at what Alex Ashmore has to say about the Italian league ahead. Can we get his prediction?
I mean, obviously, I had the same as Klinton. I think, everyone's gone for Inter Milan. I think Juventus could surprise a few people. I like what they've done in this window. Similar to Sevilla, they've cleared out some of the, it feels wrong saying dead rubber, but players that, were maybe on the ageing side, going over that side of 30, and I feel like they've brought in some players. They've obviously got Thiago Motta as the manager now. I think, the business they've done in the summer, I think they'll impress. And I think I really like Roma to get that top 4. I think Daniele Rossi taking over. I really like how he finished the season. I think they could push on for top 4. And yeah, I think this will be the season for Cagliari. They just stayed up last season with Ranieri, but I don't think they'll be able to do it this season.
Do you know what's funny is I look at your surprise and I think you stole it from me because I've also gotten Lago Como to stay up. That's all I've said. The amount of motivation this team has going for them right now. They've made some really key signings. And there's just Fabregas. I mean, come on. This is football heritage.
It's romantic, isn't it?
It is. We all, like it was Leicester back in 2015, 2016. We're here for Como. We're here for Como to stay up. I have Como staying up as well. I didn't say 17th. I just said they're not going to get relegated. I'm sorry for the Roma, but I don't see that happening in the top 4. I think it's going to be Inter and Milan, Juve, and I'm looking at you, Atalanta. I think a lot of people are overlooking you. So I'm going to keep you guys up there because they were fantastic last season. I think they're going to continue once their injuries.
I believe I had Atalanta on mine, though.
You did, but I was talking just Alex just had one.
Okay. No.
We're together. And I'm also going Cagliari. I think we've all gone Cagliari, unfortunately. Sorry to the Sardinians that are watching. Venezia and Parma, because at this point, between Parma and Lecce, I mean, it's a toss-up between a cheese and a milk. There's some sort of dairy joke in there. I'm not sure where it is. All right, Gary, before we wrap this show up, please give us your top 4 of the Serie A and your biggest shock.
Atalanta, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely will be my top 4. So drum roll.
Inter, Juve, Atalanta. Wow, Atalanta to snag the 3rd place over Milan. I love it. I love it, Gary. And is there someone that you're looking forward to or maybe worried about this season? What's your shock?
I would love to see Big Rom shut everybody up again. Big Rom. If the deal goes through.
Me and Gary were actually thinking alike today, But anyway, go on. There's just something.
And then Lautaro Martinez.
Can't be stopped.
He can't be stopped. And I figure like he's going to push, he's a quiet Ballon d'Or contender, but nobody's talking about it because he's
actually so
he's not
true.
won
He won the Copa America, he won the Serie A, he was the top goal scorer in the Serie A, and actually no one's talking about this. This is actually very interesting. We'll get more into this closer to the Ballon d'Or, but I love that shout, Gary. Unfortunately, we are out of time for today, but guys, tomorrow we have a really big show as we have Klinton from Arsenal TV We have Luca Bendoni talking to us about all Serie A transfers. Lots of football to talk about. And again, a friendly reminder, right after this, we have the Segunda División, Granada and Albacete, kicking off 7:30 WAT, 6:30 GMT. But we'll be back again tomorrow, talking all the football and talking more La Liga, Serie A, Premier League, anything possible. Until then, enjoy the football as always.